How are we doing, guys? Welcome to the very first Behind the Post. I decided to create this show and podcast to help myself get over the fear of video, but also to help anyone on my Facebook, in the groups, Daydream No More and the Yellow Brick Road, kind of do the same and face their fear. To have me hold your hand through your very first video, so that you can upload it to your own channel and introduce yourself to the internet. The content is completely yours. You can send it to your list. Whatever it is that you want to do with it, I'll make it available for you. But I knew if I made myself accountable to someone else, that I wouldn't hold back, that I would get in front of the camera and I'd face my fear. So stay with us for the next 25 minutes, half an hour, however long I can keep my very special guest on the line. An interesting story about my guest. Obviously, it's my good man Harry. I think we've been friends just a couple of weeks on Facebook, Harry, right?
It's probably a month or so or more, is it? I think, but it feels longer in a good way, right?
Yeah, definitely. And this is kind of the whole point of it. Obviously, we make a lot of Facebook friends.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll comment on posts. We don't actually know who people are. You've no idea. You don't really know anything about them. But I'm on a panel of another show, YBR Wednesdays. Some of you might have seen it. But last week I had to do a night shift. I work at Dublin Airport, and so I missed it. But I got to tune in on my lunch break, and Harry here was one of the panelists. My friend Mark Crosby had asked him on, and he was absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed it. So I was like, this is the guy I'm going to have as my first guest. I knew it straight away. And at 1:30 in the morning, I got a little notification, Harry has seen your Facebook story. I was like, there's no way this guy is still awake. And so I dropped him a message, hey, how you doing? Can you jump on a call? And Harry came straight back with, not really, but I'm free at 2:05. I said, okay, that's great. So at 2:05 in the morning, me and Harry are on the phone. Harry's driving through the country. We're just having a good chat like we were friends for years. So I asked him to come on, and here he is. A legend. You're going to find, if you're watching this on YouTube, a link to Harry's social media. It'll be underneath if you want to go connect with him. A good guy. But Harry, how are you doing? Thanks very much for coming on.
Good, Alan. I'm doing good. I had a very full meal recently, so I'm like way down. I have to keep the brain focused, all right? But we're here. We're going to do it.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Have your, if you smoke, have a smoke. Whatever it is, it's just meant to be super relaxed.
Yeah, totally.
I did a live earlier on where I kind of said I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan. I don't know if you know who that is.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I really like his podcasts, and Jerry Seinfeld. Comedians in cars getting coffee. It's a super relaxed kind of way to get to know someone.
Yeah.
And I think these comedians and actors that are on these shows, you only know their public persona. Like our Facebook page is like a stage. We only show little bits of ourselves, so it's nice to get a little peek behind the post and get to meet the real person. And hopefully, as the weeks go on, obviously the shows will get better and better. And hopefully we'll have you back on. I know already I'll want you back on. I think we're going off. But obviously, you're from Ireland here as well, not too far from me up in Cavan.
Yeah, we're not too far apart.
You have is it 2 kids? You were just telling me you had 2 kids, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got a girl and a boy. The old Irish gentleman's family and all that, as people keep saying to me, So yeah, we're up here in Cavan, and you're in Meath, right?
I'm only
so. Yeah, well, like me. We're blow-ins, right? We're blow-ins, as they say.
I think it's 25 years you got to be before they even consider you a local, isn't it? Something like that.
Well, it's something like that because my wife's mother is from Dublin, and she lived in Cavan, obviously, decades and decades, and some of the people would still call her a blow-in. So takes a long time to fit in.
I'm in 15 years, and I'd say I'm a local, but I don't think the locals would say I'm a local.
Yeah, I know.
I'm in Dublin.
Oh, well, look, in my local village, there's people from all over the world, you know, so we've got it all going on in Ballyjames stuff.
Oh, you're in Ballyjames stuff?
Yeah, well, outside of it, but that would be what I'd call my town and my village, you know.
Yeah. That's where you need to get your bread and milk.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. What
But
you were saying about your live, I didn't get into it yet because, as you know, I was on the run earlier on. So I'm dying to check that out. I wish I had a second phone and I'd do it right now, but I'll do it afterwards.
yeah, it was a short one. It was only about 10 minutes, and I actually stared at the go live button for about an hour. And I was like, just don't do it.
Yeah.
No, do it. Just kind of push yourself through the fear of getting on camera, because like in the live I talk about doing the YBR Wednesdays with Mark and Matt, and I like just to take the back seat, and Mark and Matt will bounce off each other. On the odd time, I'll jump in and answer a question, or I'll stay in the chat, and it's not good enough. If you want to bring yourself up to the next level, you've got to really push yourself. So this show is to help me as much as anyone that comes on, because it'll make me turn up and get on. Some people will like it, some people won't. I'm just going to keep making them, and whoever wants to watch them will watch them. Or that's my theory on it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great diversity of humanity, you know. There'll always be people that love it no matter what. So there's always an audience for everything in life.
Yeah, but I knew you were quite a character after I seen YBR Wednesday. So I thought you'd be a perfect guest to have on to kind of open the show up.
Everyone's got their thing, you know.
You've got quite a trademark.
This is it. Like I said, yeah. I mean, last Wednesday, your face is your logo, as I said.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. And I've got like what's that word? Like an addition, an add-on. You know, an add-on is a common phrase and a common thing online. And that's my add-on. Boom, it's right there.
I grow mine the odd time, but the white freaks me out and I end up shaving it off. I think I look too old.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'd go white all over. You know, like some kind of old kung fu master or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be getting into a very specific niche if I did that. So
yeah,
I'm also bouncing with stay in general. You know.
And how many years have you been working online?
It's funny. In the normal way, I've been working online a few years, maybe 4 or whatever it is. But when I was I was probably in my 20s, and I'm 43 right now. And trust me, people, your age doesn't matter. It's only the amount of time that you've literally physically existed on the face of the earth. It's all in the mind. Perception is everything, like I say. So, I mean, I still feel like I'm the way I was when I was in my 20s, but better even, you know, because you have gained more experience. So I'm in my 20s in my mind, and that's what really matters. And when I was physically in my 20s, I got dial-up. I'm sure loads of you guys know dial-up internet, right? You know that sound, and if you don't, you probably think I'm crazy, but look it up. I want you to Google dial-up right now and see what happens. On YouTube, actually do it, and you'll hear it, and you'll know I'm not crazy. So I got dial-up, right? And, you know, it took literally, I don't know, maybe 10, 20 minutes to load up one web page. So you'd be sitting there watching this bar, just going across and across or whatever. And by the time the page came up, you forgot what you were looking for. So that's where I started online, essentially, because obviously you had to get the internet, and it was a weird place back then. So I was, you know, I had ideas about things in relation to online business and how can I do more online that would simply just expand what I was doing offline or in the physical world, so to speak. So that's where the seed was. It all started there. But in a proper sense, you know, I sort of started in online business maybe 4 odd years ago, whatever, at this stage, which is only twice as long as really come to grips with that place. And it really sort of finding its own place and syncing with my life and becoming a really big, important thing, because it brought me a lot of stuff as well, you know. But yeah, okay, short answer, 4 odd years ago.
Oh, that's good. That's. I was talking to Ashley, my daughter, about this. I'm online probably close to 3 years.
Yeah.
If I'm honest, the first few companies I was a part of didn't last very long. I know they say, like, if you're in online marketing, at some stage you're going to get burnt. So I was burnt quite early on, but it was a great lesson into like what to look for, what you want to see and what you don't want to see. So I was able to make better decisions going forward. But I remember my first month online, I made $4.67 or 68 cents. It was nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought I was an absolute genius, and I was going around. I showed it because you got to get the statement from the company. And I go, look, yeah. I told you, and everyone.
But that's the thing, you know.
Yeah,
that's the thing. If any money comes in at the start, you know, when someone's a beginner or whatever, once money comes in, whether it's €5 or €500 or dollars or whatever, that's a big deal. You've started, and it feels great when you do it, you know.
Yeah, that's what to everyone else. They think, you know, because you make money online, you need to have a job. You have to have a building that you go to, when you really don't. But I'm lucky enough because although I'm single, so I don't have anyone in my ear saying you can't do that or what are you doing that for. You're a married man. Does your wife give you a stick over working online, or is she a part of it?
Well, we met, like, you know, let's say about 15 years ago. And obviously that was a long time before it was like doing anything in online business properly. But these sorts of things I always felt entrepreneurial. And I can give you a good story about where my entrepreneurship started, which was actually, I was like, I don't know, 20 or something. But when I actually, do you know what, 10, it might actually be about 14 years ago, which was, we were pretty new. We hadn't known each other long. I started an eBay store, selling on eBay, but with the actual store. Okay. You know, so bit of retail is always good. No matter what you're doing, it's good to do a bit of retail. It gives you a bit of back-end revenue and cash flow and stuff, no matter what area of online business you're in. And I do it to this day, and it's a great thing to have there as a sideline, at least if it's not your primary thing. Yeah. But
like drop shipping, or you actually buy stuff in bulk?
More drop shipping. But my business, The Home Effect, is working with another company here in Ireland, actually, because there's a great deal of entrepreneurship here in Ireland, from the small country out into the big world, you know. And between us then, with the agreements that we have, we're both drop shipping and building our own stock in warehouses. So I think you sort of need to do both. You know, it brings more variety to your source, to where you're coming from and what you can offer, essentially. Because if you just do drop shipping, or you just maybe buying in bulk from a supplier somewhere or whatever, you can do this much or this much. But if you can find right ways to do it, why not come at it from both sides? Do you know what I mean? That's what I think. And then you can hone that to get more specific to the niches that you've chosen, to your target customers, who you already know what they want, and you sync that with what you can offer, and then it's a great place to be.
Yeah,
you know,
I always find it fascinating how people do things, because obviously everyone has a slightly different view of the world. It's like I know me and Mark Crosby bounce off each other, kind of like that. He kind of sees things one way, but I always tend to see a little kind of side avenue of on, so we can kind of bounce off each other. So I'm always fascinated to see how people kind of think about online business and what they do. So I know you were telling me that you were selling Irish products or local products.
In part, yeah. There is Irish products that are available through The Home Effect. and we've got a fan base, a follower base for that niche. But primarily we'd be in the home niche, personal use items, all that sort of thing. Because to me, as I think I said last week, you know, I want to break things down to as simple as they can be in life.
Yeah.
So if we keep it simple, one of the most fundamental things to everyone's life is that they have a home, right? Or at least most people. We know that there's some people that are not that fortunate, and it's something that we should be blessed to have a home and not take it for granted. But most of us have a home, and that's where we're coming out of. That's where our life is based, and because of that, through the process of you know, trying to improve what I offer and bring that value to other people around the world, that's one of the most important things to people. So I wanted to expand on that and try to offer things that people want, but would make a difference in their lives and would make them feel better and stuff like that, because that's what it's all about in life. So that was the place I really wanted to be able to supply some of that to people around the world, you know. So home is important, and if we can make it a bit better at the Home Effect, so be it, you know.
And is this an eBay store, or is it a website? Where can people find you?
The Home Effect is on our website, thehomeeffect.com. So that's thehomeeffect.com. We're on eBay. We're upgrading our account, so you won't get it right now, actually. The Home Effect is our eBay user ID. We're planning out going on to Amazon, which is a bit of a bigger step from eBay, in my opinion. If you want to look at Amazon, it is a step up in a sense from eBay. It can be harder. It does involve more, but it's really worth it. So we're planning into Amazon at the moment, and hopefully we'll go live on Amazon before the end of Q1 2019. And then, of course, on Facebook and FutureNet social medias and Instagram, we have a presence there as well. So you'll find the Home Effect Facebook page. If you really do love us Irish guys, you can hit up the Irish Effect Facebook group, and Instagram, the Home Effect, FutureNet, the Home Effect. We're all over. So we want to grow that as well and bring everything to everyone that loves their home. Okay.
Top man. That's it. Obviously, you mentioned FutureNet there. We're both members, and
yeah,
a very nice little advertising program, that most people can.
That is what brought us together.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Would you use your ad to promote the Home Effect?
Absolutely. There's a few different ways you can actually do it, as you probably know, because like everyone is familiar with Facebook, of course. It's essentially has been the primary social media out there, and that's not going to last much longer. So you want to stay on top of that, whether you're just an individual with no business interest who just likes to hit up social media with their friends, look at cat videos, or whatever you want to do, you know. Cat videos are not my thing, but I know there's an interest out there for it, right?
I think you're a beard groomer video kind of guy, are you? How to make fancy beards?
Totally. And the problem I'm having at the moment is I have a beard comb, and it went missing about 3 or 4 days ago. So I'm in a bit of a twilight zone. I don't know what to do right now. So
it still looks good.
I went with my daughter's brush. So it's good to have a daughter, you know, and that sort of worked.
I think it's probably good to have a daughter while they're young. I think as they get older, it might cause us a few headaches.
I think, you know, my daughter's going to be 10 in December. So let's say in 6 years, if I tried to use a brush, there'd be trouble at home. I think that's the way it would be.
Ashley's 8. So, you know, she's at that stage now where she has a little crush on one of the neighbors, and
right.
Oh, I don't know about this. You know, you get very protective.
Totally.
You can't kind of intrude on their lives too much either, because they'll end up more. So it's another learning curve.
Look, I mean, that's totally, you know, Everything is happening sooner these days with kids than they did when we were kids.
Oh, it's crazy.
Because you were saying that on Ashling's 8. Was it Ashling or
Ashley.
Ashley is 8, for God's sake, saying these things, you know? And I've had that the past couple of years. Actually, for everyone else who has kids out there, go and look up something called Parent Shield. Now, it's moving into Ireland, but you can certainly get it if you're in the UK. And it's absolutely fantastic for your kids having a mobile phone or a pad or whatever, because we as parents can see everything, control everything, and so on, to keep our kids safe on a mobile device instead of them running free and being at risk and so on, you know?
Yeah.
So people can look up Parent Shield. You can find it under Home Effects, etc. And it's an absolutely brilliant tool. Brilliant. So that's a good one. But yeah, I mean, it's man, life is thundering so fast for kids these days, you know.
You know, it's crazy because obviously, like when I grew up, like the first computer I had was an Amstrad. I think I was 5 or 6. And there was one game for it called Burn Rubber, and it was a racing game, but you moved the track, not the car.
Yeah.
to go from that to watching very young kids pick up an iPhone, unlock it, and start swiping on YouTube. It's like, how do you know how to do that? It's just it's built into them now. It's
as if the technology or something is in their genes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's very strange to watch. Obviously, I mean, we all went through people at our age would have went through the dial-up, like you were saying.
Yeah.
If I tried to explain that to Ashley, she would think I'd just gone to a different planet. She mean you just turn it on and it's there? Or if you go, we were at a restaurant a couple of days ago and there was no Wi-Fi. This building's broken. It has. I was like, what do you mean it's broken? It's a restaurant. You're here to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. Like she wasn't impressed.
Because I seen a video recently where there was a bunch of teenagers in a house, and obviously there was an older adult or whatever owned the house, and they had one of the dial phones, you know, that you put your finger in the hole over the number you wanted to dial and turn it and all that. And they literally, it was completely alien. They didn't know how to use it and so on. And I mean, that's like 10, let's say 30 years ago. My parents, when I was at home, had one of those phones. And now we're using mobile phones like this. And it's completely different. It's an absolute different world. You think it was a different century. And of course, it technically is because it was the 1980s. But you know what I mean? It's like a whole century passed.
I remember my mom going down. There was one lady on our street that had a telephone. And she used to have a little box. And you went in. And she had a little table. And you put money in the box. And you made your call. And then you went home.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy how far we've come. And where we're going. I don't know if you're watching those futuristic videos, you know, like this is like 2 years away and they've got
I know
skin and so, I don't fancy that.
Yeah.
But
like the bio implants and all,
great. Like, what I can't think of the name of the movie now. There's a movie with Justin Timberlake is in it and they work for time. I'll have to look it up. But
I know it. I can't think of the name. Is that the one where they see the time on in an LCD on their arm? Yeah. Oh my God, that was surreal.
3 minutes for a cup of coffee, but eventually that could happen. It's just mental.
I know. Yeah,
it's a scary time.
Well, recently when I was driving around, I actually seen one of the phone boxes on the street. Now it's probably not working anymore, but like I remember, like because I grew up in Dublin, like you, I assume. You know, I'd go into a phone box on O'Connell Street or off O'Connell Street in the city centre or something like that. And you mentioned advertising earlier. I mean, there'd be a business card. There'd be business cards stuck in something in the phone box so people would see it.
Yeah.
So that was like phone advertising. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now we're advertising on these things, mobile devices, on Facebook and FutureNet and Instagram and Google and all that sort of thing, you know? It's crazy because they're so different, yet they're so the same.
Yeah. Well, years ago, I think Hot Pockets. You take 2 business cards and you slot like 5 in.
Yeah.
Years ago, like long before I ever worked online, I was out of work for a period of time, and I said, I'm not sitting around. I have to be doing something.
Yeah.
So I actually bought into a Clean Ease business. I don't even know if Clean Ease is still around. But for anyone,
No, it's gone.
Is it gone? For anyone,
Gone and turned into dust.
no way. That's for anyone outside of Ireland. Actually, I think they're in the UK as well. But it's basically a Tupperware company. Where just plastic crap.
Yeah.
So like I bought the business. I bought hundreds of catalogs, and you go putting them in the doors, and people would fill out if they wanted something. But I actually got sick after my second run, and by the time I got back to collect the catalogs, there was no catalogs, and I was like, well, I'm not buying anymore.
Yeah.
So working online has been a refreshing experience for me, because we're in the comfort of our own homes.
Yeah.
There's no more traipsing in the rain.
Yeah, I know. I did it myself. I did it. I think somebody can make it in business. Forget offline, online, or whatever. Somebody can make it in business if they have the right tool, whether it's the right product or they join the right company or whatever. And when I say right, that goes for most companies. Once a company is doing things right, then that's one of the two things covered. The other one is you, obviously, because even with Clean Easy, people did make it. I'm still partnered and working with people who in Clean Easy that were leaders, and they truly dedicated themselves to it and made it work and made a success of it and helped other people to do that. So, for the most part, no matter what the thing is, there has to be a balance, a combination between the product or service or the company or whatever and the person. Like, we talked about that we're both in FutureNet, and it is the perfect company. But if I don't do anything with it, or I don't dedicate myself to it, or have a passion or understanding, you need to know about something. If you don't do that, then that company is actually rubbish to you.
Yeah, very true.
Right. But if I join some kind of company that is actually crap, we've seen them.
Yeah.
I've tested them. I've looked at them. You can just recognize it these days. And I put everything I've got into it. Nothing's going to happen. So you have to have both things good.
Yeah, well, mindset is a big thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Well, maybe I don't know about you, but I know certainly when I started online, my back was completely against the wall. There was no option. There was, I think that's what made me turn to the internet. How can I make this work? Yeah. I don't know if a few years ago, I split with my partner Ashley's mom, and a few things happened all together. I lost my job. I ended up moving back to my mom and dad's house. And me and Ashley shared a room. And lucky enough, they're big rooms, so I was able to partition it off. So she still had her princess room, and then enough for a bed. The far side. But I used to put Ashley to bed. I'd sing her a little song, I'd read her a story, and I'd turn off the lights, and I'd just be lying there going, I have to figure out a way to get out of this. And even when I got back to work, it wasn't enough. And that's how I found online. I started watching YouTube videos, and then after a while, I was like, "Hang on," because you don't believe it when you first start watching people earning online. You don't believe any of it. It has to be a scam. And after honestly, it was about 3 months. I was like, these guys aren't making videos for nothing. They're not wasting their time. There has to be something in it. And so like that was literally how I got started. I don't know, I think a lot of people, it's probably not the best time to start a business because your back's against the wall. But I think the majority of people, that is when they start looking. I don't know how you got started. Was your back against the wall, or was it just something that you wanted?
Do you know what? I don't even know. I can't remember. I can't remember what happened. I just know it happened. But I mean, in my mind first, I know it was all these different things that happened since I was in my 20s, because your whole life as an accumulation up to whatever point you want to pick is what in part determines what's going to happen next or whatever. Yeah. But if I think back, like 14 years ago, whatever, when I started selling on eBay, I had a job, and I started, say to people, oh, I started selling on eBay or whatever. And I don't know why, maybe it was just the people, or it was the right time for eBay. People started saying, God, that's amazing, you're selling on eBay. And I thought to myself, is it? Or, because there's already tons of people selling on eBay. What's the big deal? But I think part of it was to do with it was sort of new in Ireland. Yeah. Of course, it wasn't as new in America, for example. But it sort of, it blew up. And that was with the Irish niche. And I targeted that niche to the right place, because we all know that our beloved American and Canadian partners love us Irish, and it's sort of connected. So there was a good two-way virtual conversation, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
And that worked. Now, but I don't know exactly what happened to make me, I don't know what happened that I entered it. You know what I mean? Now, I can tell you that I was sick to death of working a job all the time. I mean, some people would say it's a cliched story, but you know what? The thing is, most people out there have this cliched story. They're sick of going to work. I was sick of going to a job where, including travel time, be away from home for maybe 50 hours a week. Yeah. And I've got a wife. At the time, I only had a wife, and now I've got the 2 kids. And so you've got a family. And I'm sick to death of it. So I want to do something about it. Like you said, you decided you needed to do something about it. And of course, I could choose to settle for that lifestyle, have a job, everything's cool. Well, I make some money, I get by or whatever. And that's okay. But it's not about the money. It's about what I can get in life that I want. And it's not a big ask for anyone in the world to simply be able to spend most of their life with their family or their friends or whatever's going on in their life, instead of spending most of their life with their job.
Yeah.
Because, people say to each other in their job, God, we've worked together for years, or we spend all this time together. And that doesn't even motivate a lot of people to try to change it.
It's something I think about a lot, because I do 12-hour shifts, so a day for me is probably 14 hours start to finish. But so there's guys I work with that I see more than I see my daughter, which is when you think about it,
it's really messed up. Yeah,
that's not the way. It's not the way it should be. Family is everything, and that's many people's reason why they work online. It's simply more family time. Yeah, the money's good. You can make your own hours. You choose to do the things that you want to do. Like the show, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, there has to be a better way than putting yourself up every morning, getting in the car and it's raining or snowing or whatever it is, and being somewhere where you really don't want to be, or you mightn't even enjoy the people. I'm quite lucky. The guys I work with are great. The job, not so much, maybe at times, but it's the guys that get me through it. But I'm definitely working towards walking out the door for the last time. And, if it takes another year or it takes 2 years, that's what it takes. But it's coming.
Well, it's a really good trade-off. If you have a goal that in yourself you're going to achieve, to end working in a job in 2 years, let's say, as opposed to the trade-off of working, like I think whatever the retirement age is 67 or something here now, isn't it? It's gone up to 67 or whatever. I'm 23, so 53, 63. That's about 25 years.
Yeah.
So I can say, I can't remember with you, but I can say I can work in a job for another 25 years, a quarter of a century. Are you kidding me? Ireland, government, world, present society. Are you kidding me? To say to me that that's what I should accept to do when there is other options. I know some people believe it and some people don't, but there are other options, because not everyone works in a job. A lot of people are sustained by incomes from other sources, whether it's investment, online business, etc., etc. You know.
Yeah. Well, I think you need to have something needs to change inside you for you to kind of open your mind to it. I think a lot of people still are very closed to it. But I think me and you share like a kind of a hunger to learn, because I looked around like your Facebook page and stuff, and I noticed you do a lot of videos on your phone. So you have a screen share on your phone, and obviously that's not something most people know how to do. Is there a little tip you could give out of it? Maybe an app, your favorite app, or
totally. For anyone who hasn't seen it, just go and search me up at Harry JD Tate, and you'll find me, because you'll spot this guy. Okay, so you'll know you found me, and you'll see the videos. So when I'm looking at the screen right now, I can see a little. So when I go down here, I'm in a little box down here, okay? So that's exactly what you'll end up with. There's an app called MobiZen, which is MobiZen. So Mobi for mobile, Zen for so MobiZen, right? Search it on the Google Play Store. Doesn't get me any commissions. It'll get me happiness to see that you've got another piece of value, okay? So search MobiZen. Just download it to your mobile. I have to tell you, I am a total Android man, so I cannot tell you whether it works on iPhone or not. But we'll do a test and we'll let you know whether I'm here or not. Alan will let you know in the next show, guys. So when you get that on your phone, you just click it. It'll open a little, like when you use Facebook Messenger and you have your chat head in the top of the screen, okay? It'll give you one of those. Click it, click record, and just work away. And it'll record your entire screen. It'll hear you, etc., etc. And there's different edit options and so on, so you can make it your own. But that's a really, really great tool. So you can do that. So explore it and you'll find out, but definitely download it. And you can put out much more of your own greatness to everyone else in a different way, okay?
I like that. Fair
Great
play.
tool.
It's always nice to give out a little tip. But I'll ask you one last kind of maybe an off the cuff question. Is there anything people online do you think would like to know about you that you've never shared? Is it a hobby?
That I've never shared.
Yeah. On the spot.
Well, because I'm pretty open, you know. I just say anything. So trying to think of something I haven't done. Well, actually, do you know what? When I was on the YBR show last Wednesday, I did mention something in part of my own story that I don't actually think I've really put out there, like in a broad way. I might have mentioned someone in a comment under a post or whatever, because it's in a way it's not a big deal to me. It's not like a big sensitive situation, etc., etc. Like I said, I'm pretty open. I'll talk about pretty much anything. When I was on the show last Wednesday, and you know, guys, go into Facebook and search Yellow Brick Road and pop in the first group you find. It'll be at the very top. Great place to be, all right? You'll find me and Alan there as well, so it's even better. So, what the hell was I talking about? What was I talking about?
You want to share something that you haven't really shared before.
Yeah, that's it. So, look, man, I'm human. I've only got here, right? So we're the same as you guys. You know, everyone can do the stuff we're talking about. So I was telling the guys at the time about, you know, what sort of led me up to internet business and things that happen. You know, we all have things that happen in life. So if I started in online business maybe 4 years ago, whatever it is, in July 2017, which is what, a year and a half ago now.
Yep.
I was right in the middle of building, because I built a home effect retail company myself, but it was still building at the time in July. I had different things going on with regards to online business, etc., etc. And I had a heart attack in July of 17. And it's like I said, I suppose, look, to be realistic, a heart attack is a big deal. But I'm just the type of person that, look, it happened, I dealt with it, and I'm still here, so it's all good. And the fact that I'm still here, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. You know, what can you do? I mean, why would it change my mindset? So, but I mean, look, it did take a year to recover. But like I said last Wednesday, a couple of days after I had I had an operation for sorting out the heart and getting it back in order, I picked up my phone and I checked out what was going on. Obviously, I was taking it easy, but you know, the nurses kept saying, "Look, don't be on the phone." And I said, it's cool, take it easy. So I just wanted to check in and see what was going on. And I did something every day. So at least I had my presence there. I could connect with someone or do a post to share something or whatever was going on, and gradually build back up. And I suppose the point about it is that it is like one of my, I've got a set of personal guiding principles, right? And one of them is there's a good side to everything. And I know people say that phrase, but in this set of principles that I have for myself, I truly put them into action. And I can always see the good side to a situation. So when I say to someone I had a heart attack, it's a disaster, it's a terrible thing, it's a very bad experience, and people start going, he said he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
And it goes real, ooh. And that's why I snapped him out of it straight away on the hangout on Wednesday. And I got a little smile back on Mark. It wasn't easy, but you know, I did it. But you know, no matter what happens, the good side is that, you know, in a way you can take life for granted. I don't tend to do that, but I'm only human. You can just get into a sort of a rhythm, and it's hard, you know. You can start procrastinating with things or whatever it is you're doing. You keep going, but you stay on the same level. And that was brilliant to have that heart attack, because it just said, listen, man, you better sort of wake up and look at what you're doing and start going this way instead of start going that way.
Yeah. So it was like a little wake up call for you.
Totally, yeah. So that's what I did. And I've really, really ramped up the things that I do online and offline, in business, in my personal life, or whatever the thing is, because they're not different. Business life and personal life is your life. They're just different areas of it, like family, job, friends, whatever you do. So that's a really important lesson I learned. And I think it takes something in most people to help them to really realize, listen, I better sit up and take action or do something to achieve what I want, instead of drifting day to day and week to week, wishing for Friday and going through your job or whatever it is you're not happy about. Just get up and do something that changes it, you know?
That is a lovely way to finish it off, buddy. You know, you've a real positive outlook on life. And I don't know, maybe you didn't before the heart attack, but if that was your wake up call, you've certainly used it well.
Yeah, I did, like, but no matter what, that's what I'm saying, no matter where you're at, you've always got a lot more space above to go if you want to, you know, so yeah.
Always room to grow. That's actually my tagline is daydream no more. So it's like,
yeah, I love it, man.
Just do it.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I've done this call with you. You've been the perfect guest to open the show up with, and very appreciative of your time. I know it's late here in Ireland. You've had a busy day. But guys, there's going to be some links back to Harry's YouTube channel and Facebook if you want to connect with him or ask him anything about his eBay store or his website. Excuse me. But I want, if you've watched it certainly till now, I want you to reach out to me, help you make your first video for your own YouTube channel, and let's introduce you to the internet. Guys, a big thank you from me. Really appreciate Harry coming on. We'll definitely have you on again, Harry, if you're up for it. Yeah,
it was an absolutely great show, I thought, Alan. I love doing this. You're a great guy. I'm really glad we connected. So the future's looking really bright, man.
We'll get there. Well, it's just into the sphere of these videos, and well, if me and you can do it, anyone can do it. That's
Oh,
terrible.
sure. Bloody hell.
All right, pal. Listen, it's time for you to put the kettle on again. And
Yeah, I'm getting pretty low.
listen, pal, thanks very much.
All right. Thanks, Alan, and thanks everyone for tuning in.
See you later, guys. Be good.
See you guys.